Hey everybody, it's Ken Komet, condovoice.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm peaceful, quiet, a little slow. It's the morning, got the morning sun shining down, and I'm in my garden. I love my garden. And although it's a lot of work, it's good work. It's cleansing, it's fruitful, there's hope. There's a lot of things about gardening that I love. I've loved all my life. I had a garden since I was 15 years old. I was just wondered by it. I guess that's the way to describe it. It was just a wonder to see God's things growing. You plant the seed, you nurture it, you work it, you learn a little bit about the soil and bugs and disease and what to feed it and how much water to give it. The whole care thing. It's if you care for it, it will grow. And if you care for it the right way, it grows great. Well, today we got a wonderful little harvest. I'm harvesting my Florida wild tomatoes. Yeah, look at them things. These are the most delicious tomatoes I've ever tasted. If you can get a chance to find these, you can't buy them in a store. They're actually native to Florida. And they're the best tomatoes because they take very little care. They grow just about anywhere. I mean, you don't have to know anything about gardening. For example, year after year, the birds come, and first of all, the birds come and they love them. So they're just the right size. I'll show you. This is get a nice clump here to show you. The way you harvest them, I'm going to show you how to harvest them in a second. But this is how they grow, all right, on a stem, multiple, 6, 8, 10, whatever. And so they're just the right size for the birds to stick their beaks in them and pull them off the plant and go fly and go eat them. I sit here all day long and watch them because there's so many of these. They're little, right? But there's so many of them that the volume's incredible. So I can afford to do integrated pest management, IPM. I don't have to treat it in any way. I'm outgrowing in this case, the birds. IPM is simply, you don't want to treat it with insecticides or anything that's harmful to the environment or you, and you just grow it so well that the numbers that you grow are sufficient to feed you, and if nature wants to take the rest of it, they can. So anyway, Florida wild tomatoes are a great example of that. They take very little care. The soil doesn't have to be really prepared that well. They don't really need a whole lot of fertilizer, although I fertilize them. I don't know if you can see behind me very clearly, but I'm going to harvest this bush. And I wanted to show you just the incredible Florida tomato. And you can grow these anywhere. These grow better than patio tomatoes. They're kind of a patio tomato type thing. And they've got, I'm just squish one here. Ooh, see? So they've got a lot of seeds and whatever in them, okay, for the size of it, but that's okay. I'm telling you, if I drop these seeds on the ground, I'm going to have little Florida tomato plants growing. I don't even have to dig them in. They just find their way. I have found them on my weed cloth before, growing in the tiniest little bit of dirt, and they'll just sprout up. And I'll take it and put it in a regular pot, and it sprouts. I can plant these in a small container, and I'll get a big plant. That just doesn't happen with other vegetables. So this thing is one of God's greatest creations, I have to tell you. And the greatest thing is no 7-dust, no pesticides, nothing. This is just one of the best things. So I got my harvesting scissors here. I put my bowl down. I'm just going to come over here and show you how we harvest them. So you reach in here and you grab a clump and you just snip it off. You take it off and there you go. They are the prettiest little things. And I'll tell you right now, look, I'm just going to eat one right now. Don't even have to brush off. Man, the flavor. And what's cool about this is you can just walk out here and snack on them. Put them in your salads. We put them in our salads, and they just absorb the dressing really well. It seems like they do, or either that or they just swim in it, and you love it. They look beautiful in a salad because you don't have to cut them up. You don't have to take the time to cut them up. Plus, cutting up tomatoes is kind of hard to do, I think, for a salad to make them look pretty and edible at the same time. These are both pretty and edible. They're just bite-sized. They're just cool. They're for a snack. And I can harvest hundreds of these guys. The other cool thing is, if you harvest a clump of them like this and there's a green one on it, it'll turn red in the bowl. You just eat the red ones and wait for the others to turn deep dark red. you can wait. What's cool about this too, if you grow them yourself, you can wait right up until the prime time of ripeness. You don't have to cut them green and wait a week or two while they're shipping somewhere. You know, you grow these in your backyard. You grow these in a small little container. I'm telling you, if you just try it, it works. Now, finding the seeds. Now, these seeds were given to me by a friend a long time ago. I don't even know where they got them. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and harvest some of these seeds and just give them away or something. So, if for some reason you're watching this YouTube video and you want some of these seeds, I guess I could try to dry some of these out and ship them to you. But I'm warning you, once you have them, you're not going to have to order any more seeds. That's what's cool. All you have to do is just go year after year because they're native and they're heirloom, which means they're not GMO'd, they're not changed in any way. They just grow as nature intended them, as God created them to be. They've been around for centuries. I mean, who knows? They've been around since the beginning of time. Who knows? Growing wild in Florida. The birds have known it, but the people didn't know it. This is one of those plants that just doesn't get publicized and known because it's not in the grocery store. I don't know if you've noticed lately, but like when I go into the grocery store, you know, you always have like the tomatoes in a big bin and they're just sitting there, and some of them are bruised and some of them are not, and everybody gets all excited about growing the big tomatoes. Well, I don't know about you, but growing one big tomato is hard to do in a garden just because it looks pretty. I'd rather grow 100 of these because it's so easy. They taste better, they serve better, the whole bit. They keep better. I mean, the whole thing is they're just better. They don't bruise, and you can just come right out here and cut them. Well, in the grocery store, they've taken to cutting the stems, you know, with the bigger tomatoes, you know, leave them right on the vine, make it seem like they're fresher. I don't know what's fresher about them. They've been picked 2 weeks ahead, and you lose all the vitamins and nutrients that happens over time after something gets picked. These, you can say, you know what, I want a salad for dinner. You come out around 2-3 o'clock, you do your harvest. Now I'm going to harvest lettuce and beans and cucumbers. We've got a big harvest of cucumbers this year. Pickles. I love growing the pickles because, again, there's less bugs involved. They're crisper. Growing locally with you having control over it, especially in your backyard, much less just growing locally because local growers grow the things that people want locally. I just think it's cool because it's the fresher, more nutrients, the whole bit, but you can grow different varieties. And you can grow the varieties that these can bruise. So if I grow something locally or in my backyard and I know it bruises easily, a commercial grower won't grow that because they know they got to ship it. They got to handle it a few times. They got to ship it. A lot of things happen there. And they know that half that yield is going to go bad, and the distributor or the retailers just got to throw it out. So they don't want that. They want to just grow varieties that ship well, not that are better for you or me, okay, or that would taste better, or there's a whole list of things that are better about varieties that do bruise and don't ship well. You just get the stuff that ships well. And sometimes it comes from different continents. So imagine it, all that travel, boats, trains, whatever, trucks, and it's getting bumped around. Sure, it's going to get bruised. Look at bananas. They gas bananas in a boat, you know, so don't tell me that some of that gas doesn't get into the fruit itself, that it just stays on the outside. It's got to go through customs, so they got to make sure there's no bugs on it or nothing. There's all kinds of things that happen when you eat stuff that's grown far away, and it's got to get shipped. Plus the cost of the shipping. This is free, other than the dirt and the pot and the space that you have and your time. And these little wild tomatoes, they take no time at all. This is the easiest thing I grow. It's the best tasting thing I grow. And, you know, it's got the nutrients of tomatoes. It's just amazing. So anyway, that's how you harvest them. Get your little scissors. You harvest them on the vine and grow some for yourself. If you want to send me a note on the comments from this video, give me an address. You know, I don't know. I'll try and figure out some way to distribute these and share them. 'Cause that's what gardeners do. We take care of each other. You know, we care about each other. I call it community love. And it's like, if I can do it without it breaking my back financially, I'll help you. So just like posting this video, I want to help you and show you about this. I don't care about the big seed companies. I don't care about all those people. I care about you watching this. I care about me and my family. So if you care about yourself and your family, And the neat thing about growing something like this is even if you've got a condominium or an HOA and you've got a tiny little backyard patio, you can still grow a couple of these. Forget about the herbs and stuff. Herbs are hard to grow. Grow some Florida wild tomatoes and you'll get a big plant. All you got to do is water it, give it a little fertilizer if you can buy a little fertilizer. If not, just get some good soil and plant it in it. And even that, it doesn't care. So anyway, Florida wild tomatoes, great backyard plant, great backyard vegetable, give you the feeling of growing, controlling your own environment a little bit, eating something healthy. You might just get the bug for growing a little bit more stuff, which would be excellent. So anyway, Florida wild tomatoes, they're amazing. If you can find them, grow them. If you can't, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can work something out where I can distribute these at cost or something so that people can share them. And maybe you could do the same for other people. Community love. It's a good thing. Practice it. All right. Thanks for watching. Come on down to condovoice.com. If you got a condo or an HOA issue or even a homeowner issue, we're there to help. So you all have a wonderful day, a blessed day. Take care.